Portsmouth 1, Arsenal 4. And Luke, that was a proper FA Cup tie at Fratton Park. And by that, I mean big team slapping a small team and ruining their dreams.
It was great. It was, although what does slightly worry me, I know we won 4-1, but I feel like Portsmouth were way more in it than they should have been. Like, aren't they like bottom of the championship or nearly bottom? And we're top of the league, top of the Champions League, top of the world. I know it was the second string side, but I actually feel like they gave us quite a lot of problems.
I do agree, and I think the scoreline maybe a little bit flattering. I don't know if that's giving Portsmouth a bit too much credit, because ultimately there was a huge golfing class by the end of it, which we will come on to. But they were very much up for it, and it felt like this is such a cliche thing to say, but a proper FA Cup tie, because it was raining. There is rain on the camera, and the camera is set up at a ludicrously steep angle over the pitch. Like, for me, that's what the FA Cup is about, giving me vertigo as I sit there watching on my sofa.
No, I love it, and I like seeing us play at Fratton Park again. It takes me back to the good old days of when they were in the Prem, and Teddy Sheringham was playing for them, and Pires was diving against them, and Redknapp was the manager. All that sort of, it's great, right? Really nice to have the bat. The bell ringing guy, love that guy. I would hate to be stood next to him though. Would you enjoy that?
I feel that's a novelty that we get to see whenever we play Portsmouth. But I do imagine if you're there regularly, you'd be like, all right, mate, give it a rest.
Yeah,
we get
exactly.
it. It's all very fun, but that's enough.
Yeah.
If we go back to the start, we did not have it. We did not have it all our own way, and we conceded very, very early on. How much of a crash out did you do at that point? How much did you spiral? Were you level-headed about it?
Do you know what? Like, I feel like these days with Arsenal, I tend not to panic like I used to. Like, if this is 2 years ago, I go, oh, great, that's it. And now I just was quite relaxed about it. Even with the second string side, like, you know, we're still miles better than they were. So I was quite chill about it. What about you?
I did a little spiral, but because I always do when we concede, I got to get it out of my system. You know, I got to get out of my system.
Okay.
But I agree, there is an inevitability about Arsenal at the moment that you just think, give it a couple of minutes, give us a set piece, and we're back level. And a few minutes later, we were indeed back level, courtesy of, it's gone down as an own goal, I think.
Yeah.
But should we give it to Christian Norgard? I think we should.
I'd like to, because I think he's quite hot. That's what the first thing I put in the WhatsApp group was, Norgard's fit. You don't think he's fit, do you? But then you see him score and he's pouting. Like, hot guy.
He's a hot guy. This is exactly the analysis as well that I know that the community is here for. So you saying that, I couldn't agree more. He's at least an 8 or 9 out of 10.
Exactly. See, this is what Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher, they're not going to be doing this on Monday Night Football, are they? Just going, for me, Norgard, he's actually a lot hotter than you expect. I think that's what they're missing, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. And really detailed analysis as well on, you know, he looks like, I think in the group chat we had something out of Peaky Blinders, or The Great Gatsby. But he did kind of, I guess, nod us in front, if you will. So
near the bloke who scored, which was Andre Dezelle, who I'd not realised, but I've seen this on X, that Andre Dezelle is Jason Dezelle's son. Jason Derulo, who played for Spurs in the 90s. It's a glorious thing.
The misery just doesn't stop, does it, for Spurs? It just doesn't stop. Oh, my goodness me. But 1-1 at that stage, I'm thinking, right, let's crack on, shall we? And crack on we did. Enter Mr. Gabby Martinelli, who, the commentators alluded to it quite a bit. They were a bit more kind of restrained. He's had a difficult week or a controversial week. What did you make of his response to that particular incident on Thursday night? Hat-trick, first senior hat-trick. Very well done.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, isn't it? It's like you can imagine that these things do affect players, especially as you can tell Gabriel Martinelli is just a lovely fella, isn't he? You can tell he's a really nice guy. Him and his girlfriend, they go to Winter Wonderland and they post about it on Instagram, and it's all very sweet. And that is the thing. I hope that the narrative is sort of, if you're not an Arsenal fan, you're like, no, he should be banned. Get rid of him forever. He should never play football again. Like, he clearly thought Conor Bradley was at it. And so wanted to get him off the pitch because he was millimetres from being off the pitch. So what a way to respond. And I just think if you're called Gabriel and you're in the box when Arsenal are taking a corner, there's a very high probability you will score.
Agreed. And I think we had 6 corners all game and we scored from 3 of them, which is a conversion. I like that. I like that a lot.
We're so good at set pieces. I mean, like, you know, embarrassing for Portsmouth, really. But I mean, to have 6 and score from 3. I don't care as well. Like, that's what people think, you know, set piece FC. I love all of that. Brilliant.
Absolutely. I've seen it again on just going through some of the reaction from other fans. You know, genuinely, guys, I'm not trying to be dramatic here, but do you Arsenal fans really enjoy this? Yes. Yes. The answer is yes.
Do. I like winning. Winning's great.
I like winning and
scoring goals is good.
Agreed. And I think one thing, you know, you've mentioned that this was a second string team. The thing about set pieces is that you need a good delivery. Like that's the bit that I think gets forgotten all the time. You need a good delivery. And we did not have Rice on the pitch. We did not have Saka. And they are our sort of, you know, primary delivery merchants, if you will, of set pieces. But this just shows that the kind of set piece, the ability runs very, very deep through the squad. It's not just the first team can do it. Everyone can do it and everyone is getting in on the action.
Yeah, because it was Madueke got 2 of the assists. Was he 2 of the assists of the corners?
Yes, I believe so.
And it was it Eze taken from the other side? So good.
So good. And I think with Martinelli as well, it was really good to see him as well scoring that second goal. I think the free kick, which is taken very quickly. Really nice, just good direct play. I know there's been a little bit of noise around Myles Lewis-Skelly recently and during this game itself. So quite a nice moment, I think, for Myles Lewis-Skelly to kind of get that pre-assist, if you will, and a really good finish by Martinelli.
I think the thing is with Myles Lewis-Skelly, he just needs that run of games, doesn't he? You know, he's never getting a chance to... Well, last season, it was sort of enforced where he was going to have to play, 10, 15 games and ended up... you would never have believed he wasn't going to be our starting left-back, really. But, he played... He does look defensively suspect, but I feel like if he could get a good run of games, maybe, because Hincapie's out now. I don't know how long Calafiori's out for. So it's like if he is going to get a few run of games, maybe he'll find some rhythm. He was so good last year. He was starting for England. And I did worry about because, looking like he wasn't going to get to even go to the World Cup, I would love him to get a few run of games, especially this year, because I feel like he does, I always love it when Arsenal players go and play for England. So I would love him to get a good run of games now, find that rhythm and find that form he had from last season.
Yeah, and I think, as you said, that the run of games that he has sort of been kind of in and out and everything, it's a very exposing position that he plays. And you can see the kind of, it's just not one of those ones where you can just slot in and out of. And there's a little bit of chatter online about, it's a little bit of the kind of Trent Alexander-Arnold type problem where you're looking at someone who's maybe got some weaknesses from a defensive perspective, but the trade-off is that you have a player that can put in that type of really direct ball forward.
The thing is with Myles Lewis-Skelly, and I mean, you tell me, Laura, but I don't remember last year being defensively he's a bit suspect. Do you know what I mean?
No, and you're right. There has been, I think, with a couple of the younger players, a very, very quick ascendancy from fringe player to starting left back. Like, if you go back 2 seasons ago, he wasn't really in the frame at all, and now he's sort of come in and out again. And you're right. I don't think anyone would have said, yeah, he seems a bit suspect one-on-one, which is actually where Portsmouth, I think, really kind of targeted him, and definitely Liverpool did the other day. Frimpong gave him a bit of a torrid time, going on that side of things. So I'm not quite sure whether that's from a confidence point of view, whether you're just like, I haven't played and now I'm in the wrong position, etc., etc. But again, I think he does offer quite a lot for us going forward, the way that he sort of drifts in and out of positions. And obviously he can do those kind of marauding runs that we do see. On the other side of the pitch, Mr. Ben White. Mr. Ben White. I've missed him. I really have.
He's so wonderful, so consistent. And I was worried when he got that injury. I was like, oh no, he just started playing well, just getting back in the team. So it's really good to have him back. He offers so much, especially when him and Saka combine together. I still don't think he's in the starting 11 if you're picking the Champions League final team right now. But I can't believe we're now looking at Ben White as the backup, but brilliant. And it's good to get another round in the FA Cup. I hope to see some of these players in the Chelsea game. I know we're going to be previewing that tomorrow, but I hope a bit more of this team get into the semi-final team as well.
Yeah, and it's interesting you say that because I think in previous FA Cup games, we have not been able to rely on our second string team to get the job done. We have had quite a difficult run. So it was really, I think, so encouraging today that our so-called backups could get the job done. A quick word on Noni Madueke. He did get the 2 assists for the set pieces, but did miss the penalty. Were you surprised when he stepped up to take it?
Yeah, I did. I was well when I saw that he had the ball in his hand. I was surprised, but then also felt fairly confident. But yeah, terrible miss, terrible miss. The thing is, I was thinking about this later on in the game when you've won 4-1 and he played really well. He's probably not bothered about it. Because it didn't matter. It didn't affect the game. And there was a couple of there was sort of late shouts for penalties in the game. And I was sort of hoping he got a chance to take one again to sort of just get rid of the ghost. But yeah, it was a terrible penalty. I don't like the stuttering run-ups as well. Like, I thought you weren't allowed to do that. But apparently you are. There was quite a lot of them in the penalty shootouts yesterday in the Newcastle-Bournemouth game. Yeah, are you allowed to do the stuttering?
No, you're not. I think technically there's a rule where the run-up needs to be continuous. I don't think I've ever seen a penalty disallowed for it.
No.
And it makes me so nervous as a fan watching when players do it, because call me old school, but I think there's only one way of taking a penalty, and that is to hit it as hard as you can.
Roll up and smash it. Yes, literally, come on.
I don't know whether anyone saw Sean Dyche was being interviewed pitch side on TNT Sports, and they showed him taking a penalty.
Oh, really?
Back in the day. If you could picture a Sean Dyche penalty, it is exactly what's in your mind. He just hits it as hard. It's garbage. It's straight down the middle, but he's hit it with every fibre of his being. And that's what I think you should do with the penalty. I don't like any of this Panenka. Like, I'm getting a bit. It's all gone a bit woke here, but just hit it as hard as you can. Surely that's the way to go.
Yeah, yes, Laura, yes. But, I'm looking at your screen now. You've got Thierry behind you. In my screen, I've got a Thierry Henry shirt behind. When Thierry did a Panenka, right, and it went in and it was beautiful. That's art. All right, so
that is art.
I can't rule it out completely, but yes, I agree. It should be Sean Dyche smashing it down the middle and going, "Take that!" as he hammers it in.
Exactly, and I hate to say it, but you know who takes a very good penalty? Am I going to say this on an Arsenal podcast? I've started the sentence already. Harry Kane.
Yeah, no, that's my speciality, isn't it? Just smashing the ball in the back. I don't really think about it, to be honest with you, Laura. Just hit it. Sean Dyche told me, smash it down the middle. I'll smash it down the middle, to the right, to the left, whatever I feel, to be honest with you.
Well, that's Harry Kane there. Thanks for joining us, Harry,
and
good luck for the rest of the season.
Cheers. See you later. Yeah, I'll feed the same.
But we go in 2-1. It could have been 3-1. And the second half, I think there was a point, which was halfway through, where I think we kind of ran out a little bit of steam, which Arteta then brought on the substitutions, including the return of the Kai Havertz.
Yes.
Oh.
No, it's glorious to see Kai back because what an awful setback.
He was here for the first game of the season, if you remember, and then we have not seen him since, and he's endured kind of setback after setback after setback after setback. And I think Arteta said end of Jan, so this is perhaps a bit of a head of schedule.
Okay.
But what a relief to see him back.
It's glorious. I'm just looking at down here at these. Yeah, I think the thing is when you've seen when Gyökeres has struggled, and obviously Jesus has had a couple of times where he's looked really, really good, and a couple of times where he's failed to affect the game. He played right today, but we know how important Kai is to Arteta's style of play, and they don't seem to play. Which is Gyökeres' style of play. We don't seem to want to do that because that's not the system. So having Kai back could be huge for the rest of the season. And I thought, I love that he didn't just get 5 minutes today, he got a good 25 minutes. Really good to see. So yeah, fingers crossed that he doesn't have any more setbacks.
And what do you think in terms of, you've mentioned Gyökeres there, and we do have there's sort of three of them now in that position. So if Kai starts to kind of bed back in, play well, does that mean that Gyökeres is our third choice striker? Is that too far to go?
I don't know. I think the thing is with Gyökeres, I think he's going to really benefit from having a few games on the bench where he can come on for the last 20 minutes against a tired defence. And I think I think he'll have a few games where he might score one, might score a couple when he comes on, and then he might build that confidence again. He looks so shot of confidence, and then you feel like the players around have less confidence in passing to him, creating chances for him. Look, we haven't had anyone else other than Marino for the first part of the season. So sort of credit to Gyökeres, and we're top of the league and top of the Champions League, all the rest of it. So it can't have been that bad. I try to defend him, to be honest with you, because I still feel like we're going to see. I don't feel like he's a dud, but I think it is now time for him to have a little bit of time out. And if Havertz is ready to start a few games, then let's see that. But yeah, I do still think Gyökeres will come good, and I think the competition is healthy.
I agree. And I think with Havertz, I do fear that we are hedging all of our hope on this prolific goal scorer, which I love Havertz as much as the next fan. He is not a prolific goal scorer in the way that I think we have maybe fantasised about him being, that thank God Kai's back, we're going to start finishing these chances. Kai is absolutely brilliant for us, but we still need the rest of the team to contribute. But I think it is good, as you say, to give Gyökeres a little bit of time out, time to watch from the sidelines, see what's going wrong, just from a different perspective, and then let Kai kind of bed himself back in. Before we finish then, we did have another child on the pitch.
Yeah.
So another child, because we love introducing children in these cup competitions. Marli Salmon came on at the age of 16 and a couple of 100 days. I think he's played in the Champions League already, though. So, he's a seasoned veteran of these cup competitions.
I saw that he was born in 2009.
No.
I don't think you should be allowed to play professional sport if you were born in 2009.
That's ruined my day.
I'd only just left drama school, for Christ's sake. 2009. Shouldn't he should be playing conkers or something, shouldn't he? Like, what?
Absolutely. He should be, listening to the aforementioned Jason Derulo, who was smashing out the park in 2009.
That's his era.
2009. Sorry, I'm really sorry, but you're at school. You're at school, and you are not allowed to head the ball. That's what you should be. You should not be on the pitch for Arsenal.
You're right. He's not allowed to head the ball. Was he allowed? Is he allowed to head the ball in the FA Cup? He should be booked for it.
Or they play with a slightly softer ball for him. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, that one of those little sponge balls.
Exactly. We cut off the time that the game finishes because he's not allowed to work too late because of child labour laws. So
his mum drives him home, probably. Yeah.
It's good to see Arsenal youth coming through, and that we had the game won by then, which again gives us the opportunity to bring these types of players on, bring Kai Havertz on. It is important. And
the joke, joking aside, with Mosquera and Cappier out, Saliba, it was good that Saliba got a little rest. It was good that Gabriel only played 70 minutes. We're going to need Marli Salmon. Jumping up like a salmon. So good for him. Nice to see him. He doesn't, for me, I don't have any confidence because, I know he's brilliant, but I see a frightened little boy there. But I would imagine if I was going up against him in a five-a-side match, he would make me a frightened little boy. But yeah, it's good to see it. Good to see him on the pitch, and glad that we, like you say, we're so far ahead and we can give these players a chance.
Absolutely. So, all in all, a fairly professional day at the office, I think. 4-1, first senior hat-trick from Martinelli to quieten the haters, of which there are thousands at the moment.
Yeah.
All in all, a good day, I think.
Yeah, it's great. It's a day where we go through in the FA Cup. Martinelli scores a hat-trick, so Jason Cundy's going to be fuming. Peter Schmeichel's going to be all these players, they're going to be absolutely livid. That's Alan Brazil. He's going to be absolutely fuming tomorrow, which is great. And also, it's just nice to see us play well in the FA Cup. I feel like, when did we last win an FA Cup game? 3 years ago. So it's really nice to see, and hopefully, I'd love a little FA Cup run. Feels quite old school.
I would love an FA Cup run. I would love a trip to Wembley in the sunshine. I think that's what we all deserve. if just a couple of trips would be great. But
that gave me a funny feeling in my tummy. That would be lovely.
Did it really?
That.
Oh, yeah. It's sunny. Getting the getting the tube. Oh, that's the finest things in life is Arsenal.
Queuing
at
for
Wembley.
6 hours to leave. Oh, it'd be great.
Oh, do you know what they sell at Wembley as well, which I've not seen at many other football grounds?
What?
Smirnoff Ice. you can watch the Arsenal with a Smirnoff Ice. I don't think there's
Jason
anything better.
Derulo in 2009 drinking a Smirnoff Ice. Fantastic.
Well, on that note, thank you everyone for joining us on the second episode of The Thing About Arsenal. Now, do not forget to send your snaps in for Rate My Seat. So that's our little feature where we want to see where you are watching the game from. So send a picture of your view of the game with a short description of where you are, and we will pick our favourites to judge on tomorrow's show. So you can send them to @ThingAboutArsenal on Instagram, @AboutArsenalPod on X, or you can email us if you are old school at show@thingaboutarsenal.com. Now, Luke, what have we got coming up on tomorrow's show?
Well, Laura, we have got some of your submissions for underappreciated legends to get on the Hornsey Road Tunnel, and we're also going to be talking about the new throw-in coach, because if there's one thing that Mikel Arteta is bound to go and get, is a throw-in expert.
Fantastic. And I'm sure everyone is being very normal about us getting a throw-in coach, and people aren't losing their minds over it. Of course. Well, Luke will be joined by Johnny and Jim, so hit subscribe wherever you're listening or watching to make sure you don't miss it. Luke, thank you very much. Up the Arsenal.
Come on, you Gunners.
And we will see you soon.